Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
The pistol round is upon us. It is going to be Aster with the aggressive plays on the B-bomb side, but it's not meant to be. EHOME are the ones to pick up the very first pistol round here. And hello, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast, of course. Sorry for the bit of a delay, but we are very much back in the game. This time around, our scenery has changed a little bit. However, the teams do remain the same. It is EHOME versus Aster. It is going to be Overpass. They're going to be fighting for the spot in the minor. So yes, the matchup is quite important for both of these teams, but for now, it is going to be Aster on a bit of an eco, I guess you could say. Or actually, no, now that I see it, it is in fact a force spy here from the Aster side, so that is quite an interesting way to go about it. However, if there's any bomb side in the world of Counter-Strike you'd prefer to hit with a force spy like this, it has to be the B-bomb side. More often than not, the B side is, a lot of times, quite easy to take. You're able to plant the bomb relatively easily, and even holding it isn't that big of a deal when you think about it. You can set up a pretty good crossfire here towards the monster area. You can have players in short. I mean, there's the whole realm of possibilities. And now, as the Aster players shifting their way with the pistols. Marek throws down the Molotov at the opportune time. And now the push. It's not happening, though. It's not happening just yet. Aster just testing out the battleground. Maybe that's the one thing they want to do. They want to hope that the CTs will use their utility here on the B-bomb side and they can easily sweep past through A. Good pickup here on Dream, and 813 picks up a kill as well. This has become a very doable round for Aster to pick up. The three remaining players from EHOME, they realize that, yeah, this is a hard round win, and they're already backed away. Marek, Lamplight, and Sanity, all three players backed away towards T-spawn in hopes to save their weapons. I can't really blame him in this position. They got wrecked here by the force spy, and I think EHOME will respond with a force spy of their own. Because I think after this round, what? They will have $1,400? Yeah, $1,400 gifted to the players. So definitely makes sense to try to attempt the force spy here to even out the money situation. You can see they're going to invest in some of the extra utility, the players who have kept their SMGs. While it's the other guys, yeah, it's just going to be the CZ, Destroyer, also the CZ. We'll see how it's going to work out here for the Aster squad. For now, it is going to be a pretty safe round. It kind of looks like it. One of the players pushing on through short, Dream coming in for connector. But as I say, safe. I'm never a big fan for T's on a round like this, going for the aggressive plays towards connector. You can get very easily shut down if the CTs have even a competent force spy set up. And even at this position, Rick is going to get caught out by his lonesome. Not a single player backed him up, and that's the problem. When you're spreading out the map so thin, don't be surprised that there are going to be players being overwhelmed by a more of an aggressive push. Two players overwhelming one T or vice versa. For now, the Aster players have slowed things down quite a bit. What do you have undercover here? But I'd say he's got to be quite careful in his position, because he doesn't really have none of his teammates looking towards the monster. There's always the possibility of a flank. And with 40 seconds remaining, they're going to have to commit to one of the bomb sites here. Which bomb site will it be for Aster? It looks like it might just be A. 813 coming in. Marek goes down fierce. The only defender right now. He could use the back of his own teammates with the CZ. He's simply running out of bullets and space to work with here. And it looks like, yes, this is probably going to be the round here for Aster. We're down to the 2 versus 1, in which Lamplight has made his way towards Optimus Prime with the MP9. Pretty good weapon in that position. But yes, he's been spotted out. Undercover should get the frag here. But now Lamplight is going for the wraparound. He finds the kill on 813. This is a doable round here. He needs to find the kill on Undercover. And Undercover playing this one to perfection. The shot angle is way too strong. As well as the diffuse kit. It actually... I think because the diffuse kit was right in front of Undercover, it made things a bit more difficult for Marek to find a kill. But yes. EHOME now, this is going to be a simple round from their side. It is going to be the simplest of ecos with some of the upgraded pistols. And a smoke grenade. Where does this land? It lands towards, I do believe, Monster, I'd like to say. Or maybe it's the one that lands towards Short. Not sure, to be honest. Here in Connector, I was hoping to see some early engagements, but we do see that the Aster players taking over some quick presence here towards Long. Not being opposed whatsoever, as the players on pistols have a very difficult time getting into the gun here. Dream picks up a second kill. And yes, the bomb site, no one here from EHOME. It seems to be like another clean round here for Aster. They haven't lost a single player thus far. They're cleaning house here at the A bomb site. If anyone's going to try to attempt the retake, they will be shut down here by the rifles. Or, even better, by the SMGs. Rick, clearing things out with Mac 10. It's also Dream to pick up a kill, and yeah, as I mentioned earlier, this seems like a pretty clean round here for the Aster players, not losing a single individual thus far. Is going to be great for their economy moving forward. And there we go. That's going to be... I actually thought a rifle might be picked up. But one way or the other, this is where the EHOME players can make the investment here, and it's a pretty good-looking investment, all things considering. We can see the AK-47s being pulled out here by Aster, sure, but it's of course EHOME who have got an AWP in the hands of the Destroyer, AUGs coming into play, and that one F4 for Lamplight. Another smoke grenade there from Marek. This might prompt the EHOME players on the B bomb site to play it a bit more aggressive. That's definitely one way to go about it. Sanity throws down grenade. A lot of times, even though you do throw down the Molotov there in the tunnel area, there's always a possibility that someone could be very close right behind the flames. And that's one way to do it. You throw down the grenade. That's going to do extra damage for any players who might be sticking around the flames. It is now a scenario where the EHOME players still have presence towards Long, as well as toilets to some extent. And I don't think they're going to be clearing out the toilets area anytime soon, which is the odd part of this push. Now what we do see on the minimap here is that the players are trying to go for this one. Marek doesn't do a single point of damage. I thought, aren't you able to wallbang through the glass? I think you should be able to. Fierce, though, cuts out the rotator. But in return, he will be shut down. Undercover picks up a kill. Dream as well. And this round is suddenly falling apart here for EHOME. Aster pick it up. For those who are wondering, how did the map picks go? Well, the first map was picked by Aster. It was Inferno. And the second map, Overpass, was picked by EHOME. So for now, we can see that even though this is the map pick here for EHOME, they're not having a good start. After the pistol round, things have been crumbling down, and this is now a position here for Aster to secure a fourth, pardon me, not the fourth round, the fifth round by this point. As the EHOME players, they're back on the eco, which means that's a great possibility for Aster to pick it up. There we go. It is going to be Undercover coming in. As the players are pushing through, they're not having a difficult time, I'd like to say. It is pretty much the round here by this point. Undercover picks up the free kills. Destroyer and Fierce have to hope they can get some exit frags out of this one, and Destroyer, I think some of that luck might shine upon it. And for Fierce, he picks up an AK. Well, not necessarily picks up the AK-47, but picks up the kill to allow him to get that AK. But no, he's gonna get shut down by Mao. And yes, the round is pretty much coming to a closer. Destroyer with the P250 will have a difficult time with doing anything at this point. It is going to be 5 for Aster. So 5 rounds being picked up on the terrorist side of Overpass thus far is a pretty good scoreline here for Aster. They can be very satisfied with their performance. Now this is the important bit. This is where we see the purchase coming out from the EHOME side. It's looking as best as it possibly can be, as they do have loads of utility, weaponry as well, destroyer back of the sniper rifle. That's one thing we want to see here. And it's interesting, EHOME are going for this presence on the park area, but they've more or less completely abandoned the B side. You only have Lamplight, the lonesome defender here. And that is the problem here for the likes of EHOME. If it is going to come down to the B-side hit, they won't necessarily have the players there and Lamplight picks up kill. I think with Lamplight actually jumping up there, he sees that there's not a single player there. Except for Lamplight, of course. So there is a possibility that Aster will now on the back of that loss. We'll push forward on the bomb side. 1 minute to work with. Utility being thrown down, and I think it is a push here from Aster. One of the players coming out from Monster instead. That's the perfect time to use that scope of yours. And now Asters do enter the bomb. Sense of damage being dealt to the players. No kills just yet though. Bomb plant coming in. One nade could very easily stop the bomb plant, and the nade does come through and it is now being punched in again. So 4 versus 4 retake. Not looking too good here for Aster. All of the players are dropping like flies. And it's not looking that great. 813 is the last man standing. He does have the crosshair on the bomb, so that's the good thing. He can now begin spraying freely, finds the first guy, goes in for more. But he should be taken out of the picture anytime soon. Marek, can he get it done? Oh, that's so close! Marek survived with only 1 point of health. And I'm quite surprised that they were able to, or shall I say, the player from Aster was able to survive for that long. I mean, that is quite ridiculous. You think of his position right behind the sandbags. You could have one of your players just going for the straight-up spray on that point. And that could have been enough to eliminate him, or at least deter from pushing. And retaliating with a spray of its own. Anyhow, 813 going for the early pick. He will be rewarded with a kill. Good stuff coming in here for Aster as they do pick up the first kill. Now, the first kill going in their favor. There's some interesting positioning there from Destroyer. He anticipates the guy to be in birthday, but not in that position at least. Now this round seems to be falling apart here from the EHOME players. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad here for EHOME. They're getting absolutely shit down here by Aster. And looks like Marek might at the very least recover 1 kill, but by this point, as his position is known, the Aster players will just go on the B side, I think. Like, that's the most logical choice. Marek, though, he might be surprised to see a player here, but still wins the fight. I mean, by this point, if you're Aster, just please take the bomb, plant it on one of the bomb sites, and boom, just secure the round. That's going to be it. But it kind of looks like they still want to try to hunt down Marek, which they still have to understand. They don't want to leave big of a dent on their own economy, as right now. Rick Meister doesn't have the most amount of money, same goes for Dream. But of course, then you have, on the other hand, you have 813 who's sitting at 9,000, and after this round will be over, he will be sitting at over 10 grand. So that is a lot of money here for one of these players. I mean, that's not a hard jump to land. All you have to do, Dream, is jump to the water. And that's it. Doesn't really matter on from what height you jump down from. If you land in the water, you're not going to lose a single point of health. That's just how it is in CSGO. I think this is how the physics engine works in general. I think that's the same thing for when you have like surf maps and whatnot. If you say you land in the water, you don't get dealt a single point of damage. Doesn't matter how far you fall from. Throwing down the Molotov to pick up an HE grenade. Oh boy. This could be disastrous round here for Aster. They're going for the commitment here on the B-bomb side. This is where EHOME have gone for the stack. Oh boy, this is bad. Aster right now coming through here. Rick picks up one undercover as well. And there's Marek with the AK-47. They need to punish him. They do so, but with heavy casualties in mind. There's still one player in a position which they haven't really cleared out. That's the short area. Destroyer picks up the AK-47. He's hesitating. That's a mistake. The hesitation cost him his life. And it looks like Aster will now be on the 7th round. The Molotov, a second Molotov, and a third Molotov could have actually sealed the deal, but it will be just the bullets of mouth to do it. 7 rounds right now for Aster. I have seen a similar scoreline not too long ago, and that was an Inferno. That was the opposite, though. We saw EHOME winning 7 rounds, and Aster with only 2. And on the back of this, I guess you could say even disastrous performance from EHOME, the pause is taken, and for good measure. You definitely don't want to be losing a round, or shall I say, a map like this if you're EHOME. You secure the first map, the map pick of your opponents, well done. But the second map, it's Overpass. It is a map you have a lot of experience on. It is a map you should be able to secure upon it. But as of right now, that does not seem to be the case. Oh, I say a lot of experience, but as to take a look at HLTV, both of these teams have played only one map on Overpass, and both of them have lost to Tyloo. The difference being EHOME lost 16-9, whereas Aster lost 16-8. Okay, so this might be a bit of a closer affair than I might have anticipated at first. Oh, alright. Looks like this isn't the tactical pause I was hoping for. In fact, it is going to be a technical timeout as one of the players from Aster has disconnected. I hope it's not that big of an issue, and I hope they're going to be able to find the fix as soon as possible so that we can continue on with our matchup. Because it is quite dissatisfying. If you're a team like Aster, you're in the lead, you're doing a fine job, and then out of the blue comes this technical pause, which obviously is never nice. That's going to halt the momentum, and for a team like Aster, I think momentum is really important to secure this matchup. Right, looks like the player is back, and we should be able to continue our matchup here. From what I can tell, Aster and their aggressive playstyle right now in Overpass has been very successful. They've been able to punish the EHOME players quite often, I'd like to say, in fact. So now with this another gun route coming into play, my question is how will EHOME approach it, because their aggression on the CD side has been punished. They've gone a couple of times towards the fountain area. It was Aster to find the opening kill. And on the back of that opening kill, they just simply go to one of the bomb sites and succeed in their take. Bit of a slower round here from Aster. But I can't really say the same for EHOME. We can see 2 players during connector. Not a big fan of this connector setup, but it will allow them to pick up the first kill, and that's the important bit. If Mao, once he takes down the Opera, focuses on connector, the 2 guys, Marek and his buddy, have such a difficult time entering out of connector. So yes, let's see. Marek picks the Op, gets a good kill there on Dream. Kill there from Lamplight. That's not too bad, all things considering. This is a position where Rick and A13 will definitely have a difficult time entering one of the bomb sites, especially the A site where the crossfire being set up is looking very good. Slowly but surely, they're shifting their focus on this A bomb site. They might just be able to punish the guy in Optimus Prime. He goes for the white peak, fierce. Man, that's one way to go about it. I mean, it is quite risky going for the white peak. More often than not, probably the safe bet is to hide behind Optimus Prime. Give the information to your teammates that, guys, this is a hit on the A-bomb site. I need the backup as soon as possible. Taking action in your own hands. Taking matters to your own hands. That's one way to approach it, and it is going to be around here for EHOME. They pick up the 3rd. But to make this half somewhat more doable for them, they're going to have to get at least a couple more. And when I say a couple more, now that I think about it, I'm not sure even if the 5 rounds going to be enough. A13 though, he spots a destroyer out there in the middle of nowhere. One of the impeccable pieces here for Aster has been A13. His aggressive pushes with the AWP have been very successful. These past couple of rounds, it has been A13 to just open things up with the op. And that's also the beauty of a map like Overpass. Like, this is a very long-range map where the operators for both sides, the T side as well as the CT side, can have a lot of success. Here though, Rick spots the player, goes in for the white peak, secures the kill. And now as the Aster players are about to commit to this bomb, so you still have to face Marek though. He gets the lineup though, that's a big mistake, Aster. This means that undercover in A13, not in the best position right now. The bomb has been dropped. EHOME players coming in with rotate. A13, oh, he's gonna get caught out, isn't he? Isli is undercover in a very poor position. He's gonna go in through long, it looks like. But with the bomb being dropped here on the bomb site, in the middle of the site, in fact, such a hard round to win. And we can see that even though the Aster players had a pretty good win streak, they picked up, let's see, yeah, they picked up 5 rounds in a row. Afterwards, they were able to get a streak of 2 rounds together. So this is quite an important round for EHOME to win, as they might just reset the economy here for Aster. And he actually is able to find another kill here on the cover, but he will finally be shut down by Marek. I mean, that kind of cut it close there, Marek. Or shall I say EHOME in general. And even though I do say the money has been reset, I can still pull off a pretty good looking investment. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it was Dream, or I actually didn't notice. I think it was either Dream or A13 who had around $8,000. I mean, yeah, that is that is quite a lot of money. So with the purchase coming in, we can see that the Aster players, again, they're spreading out across the map. We have some of the players making their way towards what seems to be the B-bomb site. We have a couple players going in through its connector. Destroy drops the bomb carrier. That is a massive pickup right there. Fierce wins his gunfight. And EHOME finally coming alive here on Overpass. Saturday, going for the spray. It was close. I mean, he did do some damage on undercover. Destroyer is in a pretty awkward position. He still finds the kill on 813. I mean, as the thing about being in an awkward position, you might think your positioning is bad, but then again, your opponents have no idea that you're in such a weird position. Destroyer finds the last kill. 5 rounds here for the CTs. It is going to be Aster on a full-on eco this time around. Well, not necessarily full-on eco. Some of those upgraded pistols, sure. But an eco nonetheless. So this is a great opportunity for EHOME to try to minimize the scoreline difference, as if you guys remember, at one point it was 7-2. So this could possibly be 7-6 right now. As, wow, that was a kind of an awkward exchange there, as the player, I think that might have been sat at that position. It's a good thing he had his teammates backing him up. Otherwise, that could have been a free AUG for Aster, and that's a nice kill from undercover. Opens up the bomb site, and Insanity hears the footsteps. He's going to be rewarded with a kill. 2 more rounds remaining here in the first half to see who's going to be able to come out on top. It could be Aster to secure themselves the lead, or in fact, it could be EHOME. As the purchase does come through for Aster, no longer do we see an 8WP in the hands of 813, and he's been quite good. Like, he's been very prominent with the sniper rifle, so it is a bit of a shame not to see him on the big green gun. Now, what we do see, on the other hand, is EHOME going for the aggressive plays. We have seen some of them in the past. But this time around, it's back to the fountain area. Marek holding connector. This would be a one-and-done spot in most cases, but because Marek has his teammates back him up from the park area, he can very easily back away with a kill. But the interesting thing is, he's going for more, which I'm not sure is the right way to approach this one. And yes, it's still a trade, which is not a bad thing for the terrorists. A 4 versus 4 scenario is always doable for the terrorists. Well, I say always. Kind of depends on the situation, but this one is good for the T's. They are shifting their way towards the B-Bombster now. Not being opposed whatsoever. 813 is the one to pick up the kill. Marek comes in from the site. And we also have a very big flank. So these players on the site want to try to survive here for as long as possible. They want to allow Insanity to come in with the flank. And I'm not sure if 813 will anticipate the flank to come up so quick. But right now, he might just begin to wonder his options. No one's coming in from short. Yes, he knows. He anticipates it to be the case. He does not win the gunfight, though. And undercover, Destroyer doesn't see him. In the nick of time, Destroyer is able to hide underneath the water, and that's going to allow Undercover to pick up the first, but not the last. 7 rounds here for EHOME as they pick it up, and they equalize the scoreline from a 7-2 deficit. Uh-oh. Another pause? That's interesting. Undercover doesn't seem to be buying up anything. So is this more of a technical pause? I don't know. It has been lifted quite quickly, so I can't really tell at this point. Anyhow, the good thing is that we can actually continue on with the matchup. No need to be looking at these players buying up the weapons. We can see their weapons coming into action. Then that's the important bit. It is going to be a push here from the players of Aster. Ooh, this is odd. It has become quite laggy all of a sudden. Not sure why that's the case. Is it the server lag? I would assume so, but the player's ping is quite good. It is going to be a hit here on the B side of all things, it looks like. But the players have slowed down quite a bit here from Aster, not really committing to the bomb side push just yet. They still have time on their side. And we do see some of the guys here slowing things down quite a bit. It looks like it is going to be the last kill here for EHOME. 8 rounds here for the CTs. Alright, folks, not sure what happened there, but there was some issues with the stream, but it's all good right now. No longer are we dropping frames, and we can continue on with the broadcast here. It is going to be Aster starting things off here on the CD side, EHOME here on the T side. If you do recall EHOME's terrorists out of Inferno, it was pretty good. Like, they were looking very solid on the T side of Inferno. Even better was their CD side. But here, if they want to secure the matchup here, they're going to have to finish things off here on the terrorist side, and we'll see if that's going to be possible. For now, it's very slow approach here from both teams. Aster being very careful, not really going for the aggressive plays. If anyone's pushing up right now, it is the EHOME guys. Slowly but surely, they're making their way out of connector. As they've made their way out of connector, it seems to me that a hit on the A bomb site is very plausible. We have one smoke grenade. I would say it's either for the stairs or bank. I would say that it's probably for the stairs area to block off the vision. And now as the push is taking place, EHOME are making it happen here. Can they find the kills though? For now, the bomb is being planted fierce. Oh, that's a very nasty gunfight, but it does work out for EHOME at the end. Marek and his teammates, good crossbar to make sure that EHOME can secure this one safely, but Aster is still in the fight. They're fighting the kills here. Undercover comes out on top, and it being a free versus free retake, it's still quite doable here. Undercover coming in. Can he find the kill though? He sees the players there. Undercover finds the first one, finds the second one. Can he get the last one? Can he get the ace though? It is going to be insanity to win it. And Undercover's efforts were astonishing, but it wasn't enough. It clearly wasn't enough. And that's going to be EHOME continuing on the streak. And when I'm saying streak, you can see on the scoreboard at one point the scoreline was 7-2 in favor of Aster. But now it has been 7 rounds picked up here by EHOME in a row, of course. EHOME, as expected, are being very methodical in their approach. Right about now, the 1 minute and 30-second mark. That's where they begin to make their push here, but in connector, that's the area they have to be very cautious about, as the CTs have set up quite the crossfire here. Rick, though, let's find the first one. With the 50-50s hoping to acquire more, and as they're entering through the doorway, that's where they're going to get destroyed. 10-7 right now, as we do see the Aster players. Finally, they can make the investment. Now they can purchase up the weaponry. That's the one thing we're looking forward to. AUG's coming into play. AWB, of course. But the interesting fact of the matter is, there isn't a lot of utility here for Aster, and that might be the difference maker. With them having a very utility to work with, this is where a team like EHOME should realize what they're going up against. Once they realize that the utility usage isn't big, they can just play out the time. They can just play out the time, allow Aster to allow every single last bit of utility, and then they can commit to one of the bomb sites. That seems to be the logical chain of effects. Will that be the case here for EHOME? I wonder. Because all 5 players, they are shifting towards the B side, except for Destroyer though. He's just clearing out top of connector, making sure there aren't any players close by the flash. Gonna show the Aster players that there's clearly someone here close by the toilets area, so they must be a bit more careful in their approach. To me, it looks like EHOME will have the majority of their players coming in for short, as they do throw down the utility. Undercover. That was a lineup for him. He could have done way more damage to that position, but now it is EHOME racking up the kills. Not opposed by a single player from Aster. 813 and Mao. Not at the best positions to be in, but 813 does pick up the kill. So it is a 3 versus 2. They can try to attempt this one. But in all fairness, you want a guy for a retake on the B-bomb side? I doubt it. No defuse get to work it here for Aster. They still need to find the free kills, and yes, they're going to fold their cards. They're going to fold them. They're going to allow EHOME to pick up the round, and most importantly, moving forward, Aster they will face some economical difficulties, which means that if they do save the 2 weapons here, yes, that is very great for the upcoming eco, because their teammates undercover, Rick and Dream, will just have to play with the pistols. It is now purchase coming in from Aster. AWP, FAMAS's. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, I was hoping to see, an eco, things considering. But Aster's, they do go for the purchase here. They're going all in. FAMAS's, we'll see about that. But for now, the EHOME players, again, going to keep things pretty slow here. Not even going for the connector control. They have the majority of their players stationed towards the B bomb site, though. That's the interesting bit. But where is the opera here for Aster? A13 has been impressive on the T side as an opera. And now he's holding long here. Quite a formidable angle. Quite understandable if why would you take that angle if you're a CT opera. And you can pretty much hold that angle by your lonesome as well. That's the thing. If you have one of your teammates looking towards the toilets area, you can just hold long, try to find some of those kills. And speaking about finding kills, EHOME entering the bomb site, not losing a single player thus far. It's a blitzkrieg here if I've ever seen one. And Mao alongside A13 for them, yes, it is a simple eco. Back to the drawing board for the CTs. Quite honestly, yeah, it is back to the drawing board because they have lost a lot of rounds right now. They've lost, wait, let's do the math. They're going to pick up this 12th round, so they will lose 10 rounds in a row. That is quite the satisfying for a team like Aster, who were leading at one point. Guys, they were leading 72, so this is a bit of a choke here from the likes of Aster, who had such a splendid start. I mean, one of the things that definitely screwed things up here for Aster was obviously the technical timeout we had on the 9th round, if I recall correctly. That is when one of the Aster players has dropped from the server. And since then, since he dropped from the server, I mean, EHOME were just balling out of control. Look, the rounds they were able to win in such convincing fashion. It looks to me that EHOME will be able to secure yet another round here. I would presume a pretty clean round because the Aster players, they're just going for the eco. Rick with the CZ. Powerful weapon in the connector area, for sure. But I do like this from EHOME. They do have one of the players looking towards connector, but he's not really pushing that part of the map. That's the one thing I really respect. Because pushing connector as a T player once you have a rifle to work with is very shoddy. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Unless you have your teammates coming in from the top of connector as well, then yeah, for sure, go for the push. Pushing out there by your lonesome, quite difficult. Especially as the CTs can set up an easy crossfire. That's what I'm talking about. The push comes through. Destroyer is a bit too late. His teammate will still take the hit. And it's still going to be 13 rounds here for EHOME. A purchase here from me, likes of Aster. I mean, it's not looking too bad here. They can definitely pull off a round here, Aster. However, as of right now, things are looking horrid here for Aster. I'm not sure why Mao went up there in connector. Especially as an opera, like that's a difficult thing. You might find yourself a kill there in connector because of that long-range engagement. But the problem is coming out of connector, that's the difficult part. If you don't have any of your teammates backing up you from short, it can be very difficult. And for now, EHOME, yeah, it's just balling out of control. It seems like easily they have taken over the bomb site without breaking a sweat. That's what you like to see. Mark with the M4. He might just cut out a certain undercover here. Easy pickup for Marek. Wouldn't be too surprised if they try to hunt down Dream here. He sees the shadow though, but the timing is superb. Yeah, I think the hunt is on. Dream has been very solid on the first map on Inferno, but here on Overpass, he has slowed down quite a bit, I guess you could say. It's definitely not the same Dream we had on Inferno, who was so solid on the A side defensive as a CT, doing such a fine job at stopping the pushes from EHOME. That's not the same Dream. Undercover though, I'll give him some credit. Even though his team is losing the game right now, he has put up a decent scoreline, 20 kills. If I remember correctly, it was also a lot of times the player entering one of these bomb sites and just closing out the rounds, which is, well, not that easy. Ah, yes, the boost. Let's see Destroyer jumping on in. Come on. Whoop, there we go. He lands it. Anyone in heaven? Anyone home? Oh, he sees the head. Destroyer holding the angle, hoping to spot out the player. But it doesn't look like the player's going to peek on through. Ah, nice attempt. And now, oh, didn't even notice it, but 813 actually spots out the boost. This is going to be pretty much impossible round here for 813 to secure. He goes down as he gets spotted out. And now, Destroyer with the 8th OP. Very quick reactions to take down Dream. And it looks like the players here from EHOME might just contest here with the site. That's weird. Undercover, not even looking towards connector, even though the squeaky door opens up. And here, Lamplight going to secure the last kill, and that's going to be 15 here for EHOME. As they have won. Wait, let me think. Yes, they have won 13 rounds in a row. This is quite ridiculous. Don't believe me? Look at the scoreboard. 13 rounds in a row here from EHOME. Superb stuff here on the CD side, as well as on the T side of Overpass. Of course, Aster still in a position to stop the streak. The one way to do it is obviously by finding them kills. Can they do it, though? So far on the CT side, they just haven't had the same flame as they had on the T side. On the T side, you'd have 813 playing aggressive. He'd be finding a lot of good engagements. But things have changed, and Marek, he will be going down, so I guess that's something working out for Aster. As of right now, EHOME, the full-on commitment here to the B-bomb, so they can stop this push. But as I say so, Fierce finds 2, Lamplight gets a kill of his own, and now Mao and 813, not the best position for them to be in. One of them, though, is coming with the flank, so I might be wrong. That might be the prime position to do so. And this is going to be flash running in. Destroyer finds a kill. Now 813, he will be, well, in a pretty hard position. They're up in heaven. He goes down to Destroyer. 14 rounds in a row later, and it's EHOME to come out on top. 16-7 is the scoreline, and that is it for our second best of 3 of the day. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast, guys. We will still have 2 more best of 3s today, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with, I think, some of the matches here for either the lower bracket or the upper bracket. So if you want to stay tuned, who's going to go on through to the minor, stay tuned to the broadcast.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.